Hi kindergartners. We are going to start on a new project today and we are going to be working with patterns. Now I believe we learned about patterns a little bit earlier in the school year, but we're going to focus on it again for this project, and we will use these patterns to make a snowman. Now you might wonder how a pattern works into a snowman, but what we're going to do is make mittens for our snowman, possibly a scarf for our snowman, but probably just mittens. And we are going to put the patterns in the mittens. So if you may have forgotten what a pattern is, it's when something repeats itself. So if we're talking about colors, it could be repeating 2 colors or 3 colors by going red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. Those are a type of pattern. That is a type of pattern. It could also be 3 colors, red, blue, yellow, red, blue, yellow. So we will use patterns when we start coloring our project. I am going to do the drawing part of the demonstration in just a second. Okay, so for today's class, you will want to use a pencil, an eraser, a Sharpie, and then a plate. Now, I am out of paper plates, so I'm using this plate. This is not the big plate. This is the smaller plate that comes in a set. I think it's called a salad plate. So if you have one of the smaller ones, I would suggest that you use this. So what I'm gonna do is set it on my paper, but I'm having it go off the bottom of my paper. Now I'm not sure in the video if you can see the bottom of my paper, but there's probably that much, like this much down at the bottom, that is going off of the edge. So I'm going to trace that circle, and then I am going to start making my snowman, okay? So if I think about a snowman, I know that they usually have eyes, noses, a mouth. I might want to give it a scarf. A lot of times we make the eyes like little black dots because people used to use like little pieces of coal to make those areas of the snowman. So I'm going to start adding those. But what I'm going to do is start with the carrot nose, which is going to be a long skinny triangle, and I'm going to make it go quite a ways up like this, and then I'm going to erase that part of the snowman's head that is going through the carrot, because you can't see through a carrot, so I wouldn't see the head through the carrot. Okay, now carrots kind of have little lines going across like this, so you can make a few little lines if you'd like to, like that. Now, my eyes are going to be circles. Now, if you want your eyes to be colored in black, just completely black, that's fine. I kind of like to add eyeballs, or pupils, I should say, so that it looks like my snowman is looking one direction. Now, I colored this in with pencil a little bit. What I'll do when I Sharpie is just color that whole area in with my Sharpie. And then I can make my snowman's mouth, making a bunch of circles that kind of make the shape of a smiley face. I want my snowman to be happy, so I'm making the smiley face. All right, now up at the top, not way up at the top, but like right around here. Now this is going to look better when you guys do this because you have smaller hands. But what I'm gonna do is trace my thumb. I'm not tracing around my fingers, I'm just tracing around that whole group so that it looks like I have mittens on. And then I would do the same thing on this side. Now this is a little bit tricky to do left-handed, so you may need an adult to help you. But now I have mittens. I just need to tweak it a little bit, and it now looks like that, okay? So here is where pattern comes in. You might want to do stripes in your mitten. You might want to make your mitten look like a tic-tac-toe board, or not a tic-tac-toe board, a checkerboard like this. You may want to do like lightning bolt lines that look kind of like that. It's completely up to you how you want to do it. We just need to make sure that we have a pattern. So a lot of my pattern is going to come in when I start coloring this, because when I color, I will color it in, we'll say black, white, black, white, black, white in a pattern, okay? Now it's up to you. You can make your mittens be like a matching pair, or they can be mismatched. Half the time at my house, we can't find two of the same mitten, so we have mismatched gloves, and that is perfectly fine. So you decide if you want your mittens to be matching or not. Now, when you are completely done with this part, I would like you to use your thick Sharpie to trace all the lines. The only exception would be if you did something like my checkerboard in your mittens, if those little squares are teeny, teeny, tiny, you might want to use the skinny Sharpie. But otherwise, I would like you to stick with the thick Sharpie. So you'll trace every single line, with the exception of the lines that you put in the carrot. I would just leave those as pencil, but everything else you can Sharpie. All right, that's all for today. If you have any questions, please let me know.